The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of After the Elite. Do not adjust your channels, everybody. Yes, I know it's Wednesday, even though that Dynamite did not air tonight. We are doing this a little early and the next day because, of course, AEW had their show last night. Damn sports. Anyways, I'm your host. I'm your host today. My name is Orlando, and I'm joined by Seven and with Gary. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. It's kind of weird having a show, one, so early, and then two, not having any wrestling to talk about today. So it's a little weird.
Yeah.
And I'm going to change this up a little bit, Orlando. It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Bucklebomb Entertainment giving you the very latest. There you go.
Of course. Yes, we're going to go dive into last night's Dynamite, which was a great show, unfortunately. Let's just start off with, of course, the main event, because the main event match, which was Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page, they had a great match up until the end, which we don't know, at the time last night, what happened was just that it seemed like Moxley did like a clothesline, and then, Hangman was doing like his little normal type of selling it. And then I don't know what happened. He may have fell wrong, or the clothesline hit him too wrong. And then he was unresponsive. Medical staff came in. They had to stop the match. What say you guys? How did you felt when you saw this live last night with this towards that end?
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, so just a little background, I've absolutely loved Adam Page. I've never really been a fan of a wrestler as much as I am with Adam. He's one of the main reasons I even started watching AEW originally. So for me, it was hard to watch. At the time, we all thought he broke his neck because he wasn't moving. They even removed the bottom rope. It was really, really scary to watch. Even I always think about my injuries or friends that have gotten hurt in wrestling. It always brings you back to a certain feeling, and there's that pit in your stomach that I felt until we got the conclusion of what ended up happening. And so I'm glad that it's a concussion, because it could have been so much worse than what it was. Not to downplay a concussion. A concussion is a seriously horrible injury to have. Look at Bret Hart. He had to retire because of a concussion. So it's not to downplay it, but the fact is that he's still able to walk. He's still able to play with his son and all that. So all in all, regardless, it still is a good thing, I would say.
Mm-hmm. What say you, Gary?
Yeah. It really hit my emotions hard, because, when you see somebody like Adam Page, in that situation, it really, excuse my language, guys, but it fucks with you hard, because we love these pro wrestlers that give their 110%, I even went live on, Honor the Elite just for a few minutes last night, it was hard, Lando and Bry, I kid you not, it was even difficult to go on there without friggin' being emotional. I'm just glad Adam's okay. And you know what? Apparently he really likes Panay. What was it? That
Panini. He likes Panini.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at too. I was like, Panini. I was like, but then he put out another tweet what Gary's talking about. He did put out a tweet thanking everybody for the love and the support. And then of course he put Panini, and then he was mentioning other names. And then he was saying somebody wrote it for him. So I think that was probably the joke, because somebody wrote that for him, because he was saying all the love and the support, whatever. Anyways, but yeah.
But yeah, it was very hard to get into, the moments after. I guess, the show goes on, what they usually say. Kudos to AEW just for finishing the show with a very tough situation like that. But I'm just, obviously I was very not only emotional about it, but very Very tough ending to the show, but that does not mean it was a bad show by any means, because
No.
Adam Page shows time and time again why he's one of the best wrestlers, perhaps, in his current stage of wrestling.
I agree. I mean, like, when we all saw that, I was just like, oh no, I'm hoping that he's going to be okay. And then they had to take out the bottom rope. And then I was just like, oh no, is he paralyzed or something? That was what my mindset went. I was like, hoping that was not the case. I'm like, no, 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 he's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. But we all have to realize that a lot of these wrestlers, they do give their bodies for us for entertainment purposes. But it is a tough sport to do. Like, not a lot of people can make it. A lot of people try to. It's a very tough sport to be in. And then, like, if you're doing the moves right and everything, even if you practice it 1,000 times, that one time really does, impact you in a certain way. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
I mean, injuries can happen like just getting in the ring. Like I've seen like somebody sprain their ankle just by like their foot got caught on the rope.
Of
I mean,
course.
people's dreams end just by training. That's why I have such a problem with people using the word jobber, because it's ridiculous. Because you guys have or the people that say that have no idea the amount of training that it takes just to get into the ring.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with you, Brian, because I mean, you know how I've been saying to you all week, watch Mario and Andretti, people would think, well, Dark is just a show for jobbers or whatever, I think as at least they're getting into, it may be on YouTube, but at least they're getting exposed. I never knew who Mario and I think that was his name. I'm sorry, I'm probably wrong already. I'm just gonna call him Andretti.
Okay.
Mario Andretti, I think that's a race car driver.
It is.
Botch. I'm botching my words. Anyway, like I said, I was like, I don't know who he was. QT Marshall, okay, typical mockery. Okay, match is over in like 2 minutes. No, it was pretty close to 10 minutes. It was one of the best Dark matches that I've seen in a while. So I do agree. They shouldn't be called jobbers because, like you said, Seven, like they're busting their ass in this business, and like Orlando said, they wanna become a pro wrestler, but I guess just people have their really bizarre subjective opinions. But okay.
Yeah. We got some comments right now.
Caleb?
We have hi Dennis. I don't know who's this. Can you tell who it is, Seven? Or you can't tell?
Yeah, it was me because Dennis came in the chat.
Oh, okay. Caleb, of course, he's always joining us. Dynamite is good to show, of course. Yes, thank you very much, Caleb. And Justin, thank you very much, Justin, for joining us. Watching it bad, it's still hard to watch. And kudos to Mox saying that he hopes Hangman will be okay. So I love he added that line last night. Well, of course, and it's just also I just don't like the fact that who is to blame to what, like Moxley's probably going to get a lot of hate for it, Of course, AEW is probably going to get a lot of hate for it, but they did the right thing on stopping the match, So, I mean, to me, it's just like it's always going to be a not a win situation when it comes to this. It's just, but I'm only hoping for is just that Hangman is okay. He's gonna come back soon. Hopefully, he does come back soon, and he'll be all right for himself and for his family.
I'm just going to add one thing to this because I think it's important to say. If you're somebody who's blaming somebody else about this, you're kind of a piece of shit. And it says more about your character than what happened in that ring last night. Because with that being said, like somebody like messed up a move, whatever, that happens. Like it could be a millimeter off of a clothesline and knock somebody's head off, or like you could do your own big slash and injure yourself and break your arm. Like it doesn't matter. It's just a millisecond. They're accidents. It's not that nobody's trained. It's not that people need more training. Like just shut up about it. Like it happens.
Exactly. And also like it's a person's life that's almost on the line. Like we thought that he was gonna probably not be able to continue in this profession anymore, be in AEW anymore. Like after he gave that amazing promo last week, I was just like, it kind of like really was like in my mind, I was just like, oh my God, I'm hoping he's going to be okay because I want him to continue, you know?
Yeah. And obviously I'm going to counter with Bry because obviously, you know, Brian, you saw some of the comments that I shared you last night. It's just, I don't understand why people has to go out of the way and be so abusive verbally on the internet. I mean, I'm not going to say what was said because my goal is not to call out these forums because out of respect.
Yes, let's talk about the great show that we had last night, which was an amazing show. Yes. All the matches were bangers, I have to say. Even Toni Storm versus Hikaru Shida. I was so happy to see Hikaru Shida, but I mean, I was a little sad that she lost, but you know what? She gave her a good fight. You know, Toni Storm won that match. How did you guys feel about that match? Let's start with you, Gary. How did you feel about the women's match?
I thought it was fantastic, and I absolutely loved the time slot too. I mean, like I've seen a lot of changes with the women's division about Hang Time in AEW since the debut of Saraya. Like I don't know if anybody else has seen that. They're including so much women. You know, this match, I was expecting a good one for sure. I mean, Shida is just so good. So good. Toni Storm, yeah, I think she'd outshine Toni Storm personally, but
of course,
they still put on a damn good match. And one thing that I love the most too is, okay, I know some people are, you know, have their opinions on Riho, but me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of her. But at the same time, again, the change of pace with the women's division is getting more exposed. Like they're using them, and I really liked it. And I did not expect Rio to make a return. So
I know
that was good to see, man. Like it was awesome.
It was a surprise for me too. I was just like, "Oh, Riho's here." I was like, "Okay."
She had a big paw too.
Of course, everybody loves Riho. You know. What say you, Seven?
Well, apparently not. No, I actually love Rio. I've watched her in a lot of Wrestle Universe, where they have the Josie Pro and DD Pro and Noah and all that. She's really good, so I'm actually surprised that people aren't a fan of her. I think
it's her style. I think it's her style and maybe a little bit of her size. I don't know. Like that's my opinion. I don't mind her wrestling style. I like it. You know, it gives like that old school kind of baby face. You know, like, you know, she's very petite and small. Oh my God, is she gonna like make it? But then she fights back, and then like, you know, so
and that, like, let's talk about also let's talk about that crossbody from the top rope.
Yeah.
Hit. Like exactly. I was like, oh, Jesus.
I mean, like for a little girl, for her, like to the stuff that she does is amazing. You know, it's just that I like Riho. To me, you know. Just, you know.
I do too. I like it when they're zoomy. In wrestling school, we called them zoomies, the ones that would just like go all over the place really quick, and you kind of keep your it's kind of like the lucha style, which I'm a big fan of. I can't wrestle lucha style. Like I do like 3 moves fast, and I'm like, I'm out. Like tap me out. I'm gassed.
Hey, no. We did see some matches in AAA, Triple Mania, that there were some girls there, you know, could do a lot of those moves. So never say never, okay?
Yeah. Also, Lady Shawnee from AAA is absolutely amazing. Huge fan. Baby Apache. I could go on and on about that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I absolutely love seeing Shida back on the main roster or the main show. She's absolutely amazing. She's also the #1 women's selling shirt, which you go, girl.
Exactly. In the top 10.
I have my complaints about Toni Storm, but she delivered it. Whoever's doing her hair is doing amazing on it. So kudos to the women last night.
Yes. Also, let's not forget, Britt Baker and company were about to attack Toni and Shida, but then of course Saraya that's how she pronounces it now. She's saying so it's Saraya. So she came out and she did a tackle. So it looks like we're progressing with her physicality, so it seems like we're gonna see more of what she can do in the ring. So I'm thinking, I have a feeling they're building towards maybe. I don't think it's going to be in the next pay per view. I think it's probably going to be the winter is coming events for AEW, because that would be a good main event match, my opinion. What say you guys?
I would love to see that, to be honest. I'm actually trying to think of what that event's called. Winter Fallout? No.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, it'll be in December time. So like that's why I'm giving it more 2 months, for her to like really get herself prepared. I don't know if she's done some training, if she needs to put in some reps. She did say like in interviews that she's trying to change her style, where she doesn't want to be a bump monkey, she likes to call it. I don't, so she wants to. So we'll see, and then I think Britt, she'll have a big task to like really, show that she could sell for somebody that has a serious condition. So
Yeah.
because a lot of people have criticized Britt Baker's wrestling ability, so we shall see.
Really, she's kind of one of the best on the roster. I mean, whether if you like her or hate her, like she's still.
But people have criticized that she doesn't sell too much moves. I don't know. That's what I've heard.
People are just weird because I think Baker does a wonderful job. Nothing to knock on Ty Conti, but Britt Baker's not Ty Conti. Go ask Ruby. Just saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, I hope Ruby gets well soon and we see her back.
Yeah, I hope so too, Brian. Yes. I agree.
Speaking of, I think this is the best segment by far. MJF and William Regal. Oh my God. The amount of like tension in that ring, and then to see the reasoning of his actions of MJF, explaining to William Regal, like I think this was from when he was that extra from in NXT when like Samoa Joe pushed him. Mm-hmm. Like everybody keeps bringing that up, so that was that time frame. So that he brings that back, and then of course William Regal is just like that is what's bothering you after all these years? You had it easy, which is kind of true. Seven, what say you about this segment?
So yeah, we all see MJF come out, deliver one hell of a promo. I sure the hell was not expecting Regal to be able to clap back and actually have his own promo the level of MJF. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh damn. Oh fuck, he went there. Like it was great. Like I love Regal having not just a backstage presence, but he brings so much to the table. Like this is where people are seeing where true storytelling is important. Because we all know I'm not a big fan of long promos, but if you're going to do it that way. The only thing is don't do it too often or it's going to lose its flair. But it definitely served its purpose. And I think that, it was nice to see Regal still be able to have the mic and just floor everybody, including MJF.
Exactly. Which to me is just like you saw like the anger in his eye, like in his face when MJF was talking about that email that really like stung to him. And then William Regal makes a good point. After 7 years, this is what it's affecting you. I was like, thank you. Yes. I was like, I get it, but I get what MJF is talking about. Gary, what say you about this segment?
Yeah, guys, it's like I said in the group chat last night. This is why I love AEW quite a bit, is because of the realism that they bring. Because obviously that was, I don't know what it was, either MJF speaking from the heart or, he's just going out there because that's what he does. MJF being the delivering of his promos. But damn, it felt so intense. Promo of the year, perhaps. I do agree with you guys with Regal as well. Like he was spitting some good facts too. They're really, really, really planting the seeds here for MJF to be a big baby face. Oh yeah. And I think that's what Regal was doing here, is to get people more behind MJF. And I think that's what they're doing here. I mean, I know people are like, oh, no, he needs to be a heel. But same time, I said this a while back on Honor the Elite is, you lost one of a big motivational speaker in Cody. And I'm not saying Mox is not a good motivational speaker or whatever, but I think when you need a top guy that can really, really sink you right in, that's MJF. Like, I mean, the crowd really wants him to not only be champion, but to perhaps be the biggest face in the company. MJF is so damn over right now. So, yeah, easily the best promo of the year by a mile. Yeah. So, it was good.
And I feel like I think every young wrestler should look at that and listen to what William Regal is saying. It's just
Agreed.
It's just like, look, you probably will get there. It's just that you just need some time. It's just like, it's not how it was back in the day in William Regal's time frame where he had to wrestle bigger men, and some of those bigger men, they really did politic. Some, like, nowadays, I don't think it's that way anymore. A lot of people are a little bit like, they're, of course, they're a little bit competitive, but they're not going to be very backstabby. So it's just like what William Regal's saying in a sense. Well, yeah, I know. Anyways, but like not too much in the sense, I'm just saying.
It's not, there is a lot of backstabbing that still happens, but I will say it's not as physical. Like, I mean, back in Regal's day, I'm sure that he would get the shit beat out of him, bloody nose and more. But I do think that there's just as equal much backstage politics, especially since there is social media now. I think it makes it a little bit worse. Not that I'm downing on the backstage stuff, but it's still there. It still exists.
Speaking of backstage stuff, HCL just got released per multiple reports, so it seems like we're about to hear a little bit more about the All Out Brawl soon. So, I mean, they kind of did mention the Elite from when they had the trios title match. So they're kind of mentioning them, and also they did show CM Punk in the video package for the Ring of Honor World Championship. So it's slowly, I know for a fact that there's still kind of investigation happening. So we'll see what happens here.
So for me personally, I just cannot wait for this to get over with. I mean, and I think we have to talk about it because it is in the news, and if we're not doing it, like, it's doing a disservice to people. Pretty much. I personally cannot wait to get this over with, because I'll admit all the backstage politics had me checked out of AEW for quite a few weeks. Just because I wasn't able to enjoy it the way that I want to. One of the reasons that I resonated with AEW is because it has that strong, it reminded me a lot of pro wrestling school. You are still going in and competing against each other. There's this building where you build friendships that will last you forever. There's friendships that are going to be unbreakable. And that's kind of what I've always felt with AEW. And maybe that's just me on my Mark side being like, oh, this is what it feels like. But to me, that's what it represented. And that's what I really liked about AEW. So for me to hear like all the backstage turmoil and just, it ruined it for me, because I was like, I have enough of this shit in my own life. I don't need to watch something that I love. Also do it. So yeah, I mean, if you're over there biting people, yeah, you should probably be released.
Yeah, exactly.
I do agree with you, Brian, because it did become a distraction for quite a while for me too. I mean, I would be lying if I said, "Oh no, AEW is going to make me feel better." No, I mean, after All Out, it was very difficult to watch, But you know what? I mean, I'm just glad Ace Steel is gone. There was just, I just don't like the drama. I really don't like it either. And it's either people on social media or the whole backstage drama with other talents, Sammy Guevara. But anyway.
Yeah, but some good news from backstage. Chris Jericho extended his contract, so I have to say, like, that's a good decision of Chris Jericho to extend his contract, because he's been there since day one, and I think he wants the company to continue, and I feel like he'll probably stay there until maybe he retires, and then maybe he'll help backstage because I think he'll be a good asset for them. Gary, what say you about this?
This is why I like Orlando. Breaking some good news too. I absolutely love this so very much because not only is Jericho still going to be his little on-character role, but finally Tony Khan has gave in. He's finally going to have creativity help with Jericho. He's going to be a creative advisor. AEW desperately needed this for having help in creative. Jericho is a damn good creative genius. I mean, the guy makes up things and people are so behind it no matter where he's been. So this is awesome news for sure for AEW. Once Jericho does come up to 2025, he's no brainer. He's gonna retire, and I think he's gonna be just like there with Moxley. I mean, Mox is another one I re-signed, and this makes me feel more optimistic about the talent that's currently there, that's feeling disgruntled. Now that Jericho can help out in creative, they're going to be like, okay, I like this because Jericho's going to help me out, get into this position. And like, why do you think Bry likes Daniel Garcia? I think it's because Jericho has helped him elevate his career a little bit more.
I mean, he's elevated a lot of people, I have to say.
Yeah.
Well, I watch a lot of indies, probably more than I do the big two right now. But
okay.
So I've known Garcia way before he even appeared on AEW. So I was pretty familiar with him from his Beyond and Limitless stuff, and I knew that kid was going to be a star. I didn't know he was going to be this big of a star, but I also know Yuta very well. I knew that kid is going to be a star, even though a lot of people you go online, you're going to find somebody that hates anybody. But I do find there's a big portion of the audience that isn't a Yuta fan, and I'm just I don't get it. You guys are not.
I don't either.
Because no. You know what it is? I could see why people have a criticism. Is just it's just the tone of voice. It doesn't sound really realistic. It doesn't sound generic. It sounds generic in a way, so that's probably why a lot of people have an issue. He's still growing in the mic. I feel like he's getting comfortable and he's getting used to it, and I think he's getting some good advice from not only Claudio but from Bryan Danielson and from John Moxley, so
yeah.
it's just we haven't heard him really cut a promo a lot. So now that he's cutting promos, it's just it's kind of weird for them to see that, and it's just but he's trying, to get in the reps so that way he can get comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, his segment last night with Danielson and Renee was beautifully done. Facial expressions. I felt like he was really pissed with Danielson. So good.
But what you said about MJF turning face, can you imagine Wheeler Yuta turning heel because he's feeling betrayed? He's kind of feeling. That's what the vibe I'm getting from him.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Do you feel the same way, Seven, or do you think a different way?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I thought look, Brian and Yuta already had a match, and it was a hell of a match, which is why they ended up being on the same team together. So I don't know where it's going to lead. I'm just glad that they are able to showcase Yuta being able to show range of motion.
Right.
Nobody's going to be great off the bat with promos. I remember promo class with us. We're fucking horrible. And that's not something that in wrestling school that you're really not all wrestling schools even teach promo classes. I was very lucky to enter that one, but I don't know. For me, the promos come secondary to the performance because that's the real storytelling is in the match.
Of course, and like Willie Rigo said, you practice with the mic, you get better with that. You're brushing your teeth, you look at the mirror, you're practicing with your promos. That's how you get better. So, I mean, for Willie Yuta, I'm thinking he's taking that for heart. So that's for me.
And I learned how not to gag with brushing my teeth.
Okay,
too, so
you know what? Let's not get there.
Is Gary frozen?
I think Gary's either frozen or he's confused.
I don't think so.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay, he's moving now. So no, I
No,
understood
no, no.
perfectly.
I've seen you guys frozen.
No, no, you know what it is? That was a perfect way for him to be frozen when you said that comment. Anyways, let's continue on. Can I just say I'm so happy that the world is seeing Dalton Castle? Like Dalton Castle, like when
Oh,
I first saw him in Ring of Honor, I was just like, who is this flamboyant type of character? And he's an amazing wrestler, which everybody's witnessing, which he had an amazing match with Chris Jericho. What say you guys? Seven, let's start with you about this match.
Okay, like we're seeing the best Chris Jericho I think I've ever seen, and he's fucking 50.
He's
Like,
almost
let
50.
that. No, I think he is 50.
Is he?
I don't know. I'll have to Google it afterwards. But
Yeah.
like he like what? Like it's insane how like talented he is. And then Dalton is absolutely amazing. Like I seen him in Ring of Honor, and I think I seen him on our side of the world at Prestige. It's just we're
Oh my God,
we
you're
have a lot of
right.
good reps.
He's 51.
Yeah,
Holy crap. Okay.
and look at
Anyway,
what he's able to do in the ring. Like
exactly.
it's incredible to see, and it actually gives. I don't know if he knows this, but he's giving people like that have fear. Like I've seen a couple of Facebook posts from different people. Like they've given him like, hey, maybe I'm not too old to start training, and the answer is no, you're not.
No,
Like
you're not.
you may not have a long, luxurious career, but there's a place for everybody as long as you have a gimmick that can get you over and the dedication. So
Yeah,
it's nice to see a lot of people go
yeah.
forward.
Look at DDP, look at Batista. They started in their
Mhm.
mid-30s and they had a great careers, both of them. DDP has a Hall of Fame career, and Batista probably soon enough, he'll probably have a Hall of Fame career. What say you, Gary, about Dalton Castle versus Chris Jericho?
can we just say how awesome that entrance was with Dalton
Yeah,
Castle? Dude,
I love
that
it.
was
I
so
just love
cool.
it with the boys and the feathers. I was like, yes.
That was so badass. Like I love that. That was so cool.
He's like the only one that can make like that so good. It's just like I just love Dalton Castle. I just have to say.
And he's a damn good wrestler too. Like that match to me, to be honest with you guys, like I thought that was actually quite up there with match of the night. Like it was really, really good. And again, I said this about Jericho, like he's helping so much. I know Dalton Castle's been around forever, but still, like he's helping. Dalton Castle looks so damn good out there. There was a couple times where I'm like, are we actually gonna maybe see an upset? Considering the head-to-head thing. But no, I mean, I truly loved it. I'm so glad they're not yet anyway. I'm just glad that they're not going to have a 6-man championship match. Sorry, I don't want to see JAS to hold those titles next. I'm glad that they're not going to do that yet. I want Castle and the boys to hold the titles longer because damn, they're really good. So, but yeah, fun match. I enjoyed it. Like I said, one of my matches of the night for sure.
Mm-hmm. And they did also announce that they're going to have the Ring of Honor pay-per-view at the end of the month, December. It's called Death Before Dishonor, right? I think it's called.
Yeah.
I think.
No.
Yeah. Oh, what was it called?
Oh, Final Battle.
Thank you.
Thank you. Final Battle.
Yeah. Yes. So
I had to think about it too, Orlando.
Yeah. Because like they already had Death Before Dishonor. That's what happened. Yes.
Anyway. Yeah, and me, I'm just like agreeing with you guys. Yeah, that sounds right. And then I'm like, right now.
Yeah. Look, it's been a long day for all of us. Sorry, folks. Okay, so.
And it's 3:00 on a Sunday, FYI. And I was wondering why. I guess there is the Heisman Trophy winner for college football that same night, and
oh, really? Is that the reason why? Oh,
well, that's one of the reasons, and another. Oh, UFC as well, and UFC is very popular, so
yeah, they don't want to do that.
by 3:00 for a pay-per-view, I can live with that. And then maybe we could see Joe Bond. So
we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited just to see how they're gonna do it because like Chris Jericho will probably be a part of it. I'm hoping so. I don't know how long he'll hold that.
he will be there.
Yes,
No brainer.
and I'm hoping like Bryan Danielson, because like Chris Jericho's tour is like he's trying to eliminate all former Ring of Honor like who's been involved, like champions, talent and all that. I'm just wondering who they're trying to bring in to dethrone him. It's just like I feel like it's somebody. What's it?
CM Punk.
You really think they're gonna do that?
No. I mean, anything's possible, but
mean, you never know.
He is known for Ring of Honor probably more than yeah. Who do I think he? I don't know.
I mean, something.
Adam Page, if he's healthy enough,
maybe, or Adam Cole.
I was about to say.
Yeah, because like honestly, because now that of course Bobby Fish is with Impact right now. He's doing some dates with Impact. He didn't re-sign with AEW, so I'm thinking like Adam Cole is again Ring of Honor champion. I mean, that would be smart.
I mean, he was fantastic before he went into NXT, so he was a hell of a Ring of Honor champion.
Yeah, he was. And also now the Kingdom is in AEW, so if they want him to go for the trios, I mean, he can have Mike Bennett and Matt Taven, as his tag team partners for trios. I'm just saying.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, like he has some possibilities. Like I would have loved to have seen like the AEW's version of Undisputed Era, but unfortunately certain circumstances didn't oblige for that. So.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, once things gets going with ROH becoming on a weekly basis, I think it will develop more stories, and we can get a better feel for it.
HBO Max.
Well,
Max.
Wait, didn't they sign a weekly deal or something?
Not yet.
They did not announce it yet, so that's why I'm saying HBO Max. HBO Max.
You'll be happy to know, Orlando. Brian Alvarez pretty much hinted that, so looks like it's going to happen. It's going to be a done deal here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give it. I think they're going to announce it at the pay-per-view at Final Battle. I really do.
You know what? That would be smart to be like a new 2023 type of deal. Because,
exactly.
So we shall see what happens. So also, let's not forget the Trios championship match, Death Triangle versus Best Friends. They had a great match, and I like the storytelling there where Phoenix didn't want to cheat because Pac wanted to cheat, and then he proved to him that they didn't need to cheat.
That bastard.
Of course. Look. Once you're a bastard, you're always a bastard. So he's not going to change his ways. So.
Well, okay.
But you know what it is? Is just like it was interesting because like when they got together, they were heels, Lucha Bros. So I'm just wondering if they decided to change their ways. So
I don't want to see Lucha Bros turn heel. I really, really don't. Rey Fenix, he's doing good right now. Pentagon had perhaps one of the biggest matches of his career this past weekend at AAA.
The pictures, I saw the pictures. Oh my God, his whole face and everything.
Yes.
Like it's all bloody with his mask all ripped up. It was insane.
It was a mask versus mask, right? Or
yeah. So
his hair. Yeah.
No, it was mask versus mask because his opponent, they had to unmask him. So I think it was like one of the older luchadors.
Yep.
I think that's about it, guys. Do you have anything else you wanted to bring up or discuss?
No, just wish Adam a very speedy recovery.
Yes, we at Bucklebomb, we do all wish him a speedy recovery. You can, you're gonna come back soon, okay? So
just don't eat panini. I mean,
hey, he can eat what he wants, okay?
Okay.
Oh, by the way, let's discuss about the ratings. Actually, AEW did beat NXT in the ratings by a bit of a margin. By all means, it was like what was it, 700 and something towards
52,000.
yeah, 752,000 towards NXT's 676. So that was almost a close kind of
So
race.
I did see how it was, ranked. Good for NXT as well. They finished 12th. Thanks to Stu. Yeah, Stu Sexton, man. Thank you so much for posting in another chat today. So literally 1 to 7 was baseball.
Of
So
course, film
Dynamite being
sport.
at 8, they would have been number 1 for sure if there was no baseball interference and if they were looking to do a special. But either way, just you generate the numbers. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be Rain Man, Dustin Hoffman here, but that's pretty close to 2 million people watching wrestling last night. So that's awesome. So
That
I'm actually kind of glad that, and I said this kind of in chat, that AEW beat NXT, not because I want to pit them together. Like, let's make that very clear. But
yeah.
just in case, Triple H or the powers to be at WWE or even AEW, like, oh, we could go head to head again. No, this kind of proves the stomping ground that it's not needed. Like, there's no war. Like, let's just keep them on Wednesdays,
Exactly.
you on Tuesday,
Yes.
and let's just have good wrestling all week. Because we literally have wrestling on TV Monday through Friday.
Exactly. And also, let's not forget, a lot of this you could rewatch it if you want to on technology. There's DVRs, there's streaming services, there's on demand. So, I mean, like, it's nice to have like a high rating towards your competitor, but honestly, we're all fans, we want to watch it. I tried to watch both, but I couldn't, because my damn thing didn't connect. Was trying to get into
I mean,
Greta.
I have left so many wrestling groups because it's so AEW versus
I know.
WWE. It's so bad, and it's like I don't get it. Why do you have to choose? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I could play devil's advocate. I mean, I'm guilty with some of the comments too online, on other forums.
we see.
It's just so hard because I want to give a benefit of a doubt. And don't get me wrong, I know I never talk about WWE on here. But that one time when I was on the NXT after show, that was legit me being impressed that week. Like I said before, NXT dominated, in my opinion, on AEW that week. So
yeah,
it's
and
it's
to be
awesome.
fair, that time that we are talking about in particular was when all the drama was unfolding at AEW, and I think it did take a toll on everybody. Real quick, I do want to wrap up the conversation about NXT. If you guys, because I actually watched it afterwards after I knew Adam was okay and everything else.
Right.
I did go back and watch NXT, the Roxanne versus Rhea Ripley match.
Oh my God.
Excellent. I would recommend, I don't care if you watch any of the other matches, definitely go back and watch that one. That is just some great women's wrestling.
Roxanne Perez is going to be a big star when they actually put the rocket on her. I just feel like, I think, and that's why probably Booker T is there. Like, he always gives her so much praise because, of course, he trained her, but it's one of his recruits that's about to become one of WWE's bigger stars. So it's just like, it gives him a little bit of a notch, so. But Roxanne Perez is just she's so young, and it's just it's incredible how good she is. Like, she hung there with Io Sky last Friday on SmackDown, and now she hung with Rhea Ripley. So I just.
How old is she again, Lando? Is she 20? Yeah,
she is 20.
That's crazy, man.
Exactly. It's just she has so many years ahead of her. I just can't wait just to see what else she can do. But.
I will watch the highlights. So go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, her boyfriend, or I think it's her boyfriend, is Gino, who wrestles in the Indies. He's also super excellent, and I could see a lot of their they must train together because there's a lot of similarities to their style, which is awesome.
Yeah. Well, let's just hope that she doesn't get into that whole like NXT flipping, like trading boyfriends because.
Oh
But
gosh.
anyway, you know what? That's another topic for another day. Anyways, yes. But folks, don't
Somebody called
forget
Jerry Springer.
don't forget to subscribe, listen to us on any podcast forums. Also, we may do an after show for NXT Halloween Havoc. We haven't decided yet, but if not, we'll cover that on the Chop Shop the next time next week. Um, don't forget, we're also on Facebook, Twitter,
Mhm.
and on Twitch, which we are live on Twitch as well. You know, we have our YouTube channel, you know, and our website, bucklebombentertainment.com. Please, we're trying to do a little bit more stuff to the website as well. And don't forget, we do also have merch, so go onto the website and go to the shop section so that way you get some nice little items from Bucklebomb Entertainment. I like to thank everybody that has joined us, and also I like to thank Seven and Gary for joining me at this moment in time. Remember, guys, we're all fans of wrestling. Y'all should enjoy whatever you want. Let's not be mean to each other. And y'all have yourselves a nice night.